Welcome to Trackalerts Recall from the studios of Flex FM in the offices of the 3L Podcast Studios, where we go over the week's top stories in track and field. I am Sean Garrity from start to finish. Usain Bolt says he will run under 9.50. Bolt told The Guardian, "We have guessed and we have talked about it, but I don't know for sure, but definitely much faster. Below 9.5 seconds for sure, without a doubt." Bolt ran three of the fastest times ever over the distance. He ran 9.58, 9.63, and 9.69 seconds, which was his second world record time to win the Beijing 2008 Olympic Games. His fourth fastest time, 9.72, which saw him having four times in the top 10, was his first world record performance in New York in 2008. The Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games will be the first in almost 2 decades without Bolt, who has transformed the sport of track and field. He won the 100 meters and 200 meter titles at 3 consecutive games, Beijing 2008, London 2012, and Rio 2016. Overall, he won 8 Olympic Games titles. Elaine Thompson-Herah 10.71 beats Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce in Hungary. Elaine Thompson-Herah beat Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce in the women's 100 meter at the Tuesday's 11th Hungarian Athletics Grand Prix. Thompson-Herah took control of the race from midway and pulled away to a comfortable 10.71 victory. The winning time is just 100th and a second outside of Thompson-Herah's lifetime best of 10.70. Thompson-Herah, who was the third at the Jamaica Olympic trial, said, "I did not expect to run that fast. It's a surprise. I feel pleased. It's close to my PB. I didn't expect to run that fast, but I'm really grateful," added Thompson-Herah. Kieran McMaster, Chantal Malone in BVI team for Tokyo 2020. The Virgin Islands UK team for the rescheduled Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games is today confirmed by the BVI Olympic Committee and chef de mission Taisha Harrigan Scott to include 2 track and field athletes. Kieran McMaster will compete in the men's 400 meter hurdles and Chantal Malone will compete in the women's long jump. The Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games take place in Japan July 23rd through August 8th. 2021. McMaster and swimmer Elena Phillip will be the flag bearers at the ceremony on July 23rd. The athletes will be clothed in masks, respectively designed by Virgin Islanders Renique Cooper and Kristen Fraser. This will be the first Olympic Games for McMaster and Malone, while Philippe made her Olympic debut at the Rio Games in 2016, where she was the VI's youngest athlete and the first to represent the territory in aquatics at any Olympics. Shakira Richardson accepts ban and will miss Tokyo Olympic Games. The United States Anti-Doping Agency, USADA, announced Friday that Shakira Richardson of Claremont, Florida, an athlete in the sport of track and field, has accepted a 1-month suspension as permitted under the applicable international rules for an anti-doping rule violation for testing positive for a substance of abuse. The rules are clear, but this is heartbreaking on many levels. Hopefully, her acceptance of responsibility and apology will be an important example to us all that we can successfully overcome our regrettable decisions despite the costly consequences of this one to her, said USADA CEO Travis Tygart. Richardson, 21, tested positive for THC, the main psychoactive constituent of cannabis, marijuana, and hashish above the urinary decision limit as the result of a sample collected in competition at the U.S. Olympic team trials on June 19, 2021. Cannabis, marijuana, and hashish are specified substances in the class of cannabinoids and are prohibited in competition under the USADA Protocol for Olympic and Paralympic Movement Testing, United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee National Anti-Doping Policy, and the World Athletics Anti-Doping Rules, all of which, as required, have adopted the World Anti-Doping Code and the World Anti-Doping Agency's prohibited list. Karsten Warholm breaks world 400 meter hurdles record. Norwegian hurdler Karsten Warholm broke a 29-year-old record in the 400 meter hurdles, the longest standing world record in men's track. Warholm, a 2-time world champion, clocked 46.70 seconds at a Diamond League meet in Oslo. American Kevin Young held the record of 46.78 from the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. Speaking at the pre-event press conference, Warholm highlighted the impact of top-class rivalries. "Your competitors are what really push you towards bigger things," he said. Dos Santos was second, improving his South American record to 47.38 seconds, and Turkey's Yasmani Kopela was third in 48.86. The week prior, Sydney McLaughlin ran a world record in the women's 400-meter hurdles in 51.90 seconds. In contrast, Rai Benjamin ran 46.83 seconds at the U.S. Olympic trials, which was the second fastest time in history before today. Warholm and Benjamin are setting up for a massive showdown in Tokyo for the Olympic Games. And that was Trackalerts Total Recall from the studios of Flex FM in the office of the 3L Podcast Studios, where we go over the week's top stories in track and field. I am Sean Garrity from start to finish.